comic art in, chilling, and I'm just gonna walk you through my process, and we just gonna rock out. I got my two cats out here with me. So yeah, so we gonna get some art in real quick. I'm gonna walk y'all through that, and then let's see. My cats might be in the video. I'm not sure, but let's get to it. Matter of fact, look at my cat right here. This is Pickles. She's very spoiled and annoying. Yeah, let me set up the camera real quick. And that's my boy cat. That's Nugget right there. Nugget. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. So I'll probably make this a short session, what I mean, just to make it more digestible, whatever the case may be. But long story short, what I mean, anybody who come across this video, what I mean, at least if you're on my channel or whatever, um, I said this before, like bringing in the black aesthetic into the comic world, and not just like how we look. Excuse me. But also the culture and representing it, like in an authentic way. What I mean, something that's important to me or whatever. So, um, but I'll probably say like my style is like the Afrofuturism style. What I mean? So just think about Black Panther. What I mean? Like that integration, like with the advanced technology and the culture. You know what I'm saying? Um, Check out the game center, by the way. What I mean? Got the Switch over there. Got the Dreamcast, GameCube. You know what I mean? I'll give y'all a little fun game. I want y'all to guess my generation. You know what I mean? I think that's good of you. Yeah. So this is a little character that I drew yesterday. Um, but what I like to do, honestly, like I've been using ChatGPT lately. Cause I like training. I like the fact that you can train ChatGPT to respond to you. What I mean? Like customize it more for yourself. So like I said, like Afrofuturism is this thing that, like I feel as though that's more my style and what I'm aiming for in my art style. What I mean? Because I do know how to draw myself. Like I'm not one of those people that just use a AI program like Mid Journey based on prompts. I'm like, oh yeah, like, this is my art. Um, Now I do think it got that type of technology has some uses to it. Um, but I thought I drew a character. Yeah, this is the character I was doing yesterday. So I might continue that. I see somebody's in the chat. I'm not sure what that says, but welcome to the stream. Yeah, so this is a character I was working on yesterday. So if anything, we can probably just polish this up. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna walk you through my process. Pretty much what I did, because like I said, Afrofuturism is like a part of my style. So I was playing around with the image generator in ChatGPT, and I wanted to create some images for me, so it gave me like a reference image that I liked compared to like going on Pinterest, because it was more like specifically like catered to like what I was looking for when I kept altering the prop. So I used that image to kind of get like a foundation of the character, and then I started making some changes. You know what I mean? So um, let's see what else we can get out of this. So I kind of went over this yesterday. I'm not a master at anatomy, but one of my favorite artists, his name is David Finch. He did work for DC Comics and Marvel as a artist and an illustrator, and he got crazy art skills. So one of the things he talks about is even if you don't have the best understanding um, of anatomy, when you envision the muscle system as like a network of interconnected, um, like a system that's interconnected, then you can use that to get a solid anatomy down. And if you're wondering what these circles are here for, um, usually like in most how to draw manga or manga style characters, like you'll see something about, generally speaking, like the average like male character is like 7.5 to 8 heads tall. So, like anytime I draw heads, I usually pause. I usually I usually start off with a sphere. It's more than one way that I do it, but this is one of the ways I do it. I learned this from a book that was made by Saturday AM. Just draw two shapes, and I connect it like that. Or another way is I'll draw, a circle or a sphere shape, and then I'll just, you know, do that. So it's more than one way that I draw a picture. I see somebody else in the chat. Let me see. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Keep up the work. This art looks fire. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really trying to build this world, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to continue that legacy, you know what I mean, that people like Chadwick left for us, the Michael B. Jordans and like playing these characters, bringing these superhero characters to life, and I actually read up a book on the Afrofuturism in this inception, and it's actually been around a lot longer um, than I knew about, I mean, honestly, before I was born, back to one of the so-called pioneers. Well, he's considered a pioneer. He go by the name Sun Ra, who was a musician. So it's a lot of rich history. You know what I mean when it comes to the integration of our culture and sci-fi and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I see another comment. You have inspired me. What am I? Oh, that's what's up, man. Keep up the good work. I sub to you. You deserve more. Oh, I really appreciate that, man. So what I'm making now, well, there's a few things. So I wanted to bring more awareness to Black culture, man, when it comes to our aesthetic, what I mean, in comics and in gaming. So I figured one of the best ways that I can do that is to just start my own YouTube channel and just start sharing my process on how I go about making Black characters, and not only just making the characters just to make them, but just making the characters to incorporate like a storyline behind them. So I'm actually working on my own comic right now that is Afrofuturism based. You know what I mean? So I'm in the process of building a world. You know what I mean? So I'm still trying to craft out how I want my main character to look, pretty much. So, and I also make, custom made T-shirts. Like, so for my Black Lotus brand, I have like the first hoodie I ever made is Afrofuturism um, theme. Like, if you go on my YouTube channel and if you like compete like the image of my hoodie, it's like this cyborg, like black character, black high tech cyborg character. So I'm trying to build more characters like that so I can start putting these characters on possible stickers, T-shirts, make coloring books. I really just want to put more of my people's features, put it into the gaming world, make graphic tees, and even just show other people to draw and inspire other people to draw and keep it going. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Cause I'll show you the reference. Cause I was playing around, so I used the image generator in um, Chat GPT. So I'm a '90s kid. So one of my favorite um, shows growing up was Guyver Bio Booster Armor, and shows like Mega Man and stuff like that. So I start playing around with it, like give me Street Fighter ninja, or like a mix with a Mega Man mask. So when you look at this mask, like you said, it kind of looks like a Spider-Man mask, but I also think about Zero from Mega Man. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, yeah, I agree, man. And I honestly, I've been on social media for a minute, but it's just like, as unique as I thought that I my approach to this is out there, like I'm just not getting like the level of like uh media exposure that I thought I would get. But then at the same time, like I know like these algorithms work a certain way, you know what I mean? And then I like, don't get me wrong, like I do have friends, I think I might give him a bionic arm. Yeah, maybe we should do that, like kind of like the Winter Soldier on his character. Um, but yeah, man, I'm trying. I'm definitely trying. I'm still trying to figure out these algorithms, when to post, when not to post. I don't get too much. Well, I haven't been on Instagram too much lately. I've been more so like on TikTok, because I find more artists like like other black artists on TikTok. So the biggest thing is I've been trying to just find a community of other artists, man, other creators. You know what I mean? Especially like other black creators, because there's so many dope styles out here. Like there's so many people I know that's out here that already created their comic. You know what I mean? That inspired me to get my comic up and going. And I'm still in the works of that. You know what I mean? I already got the arcs done, but in terms of like the illustration part, you know, like I could use AI to do it, but I just really want to do that myself. You know what I mean? Um, because I'm enjoying like building the world. And I actually got a friend of mine that I am helping him build his comic as well. Like we be sharing ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to build a community, man. You know what I mean? Link up with other people, share art styles, do streams where, what I mean, everybody just working on this stuff together, and we just build and having conversations, we just being chill. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. Appreciate the sub, by the way. Appreciate any support that I get. You know what I mean? But a lot of my closest friends aren't necessarily artists, and if they are, they're not like really tapped into what I'm trying to do. Um, when did I start drawing? Oh, have I seen Invincible? Hell yeah, that drawing is fire. When I started drawing, since I was a kid, you know what I mean? Um, I remember growing. First thing I started drawing was Dragon Ball Z, I believe, because I grew like I'm a '90s kid, man. So I grew up like when the first Pokemon game that came out. I was a kid. You know what I mean? Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Yellow, um, all that. You know what I mean? Love Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Mega Man, Action Man. Metabots. Like I used to draw all that stuff. Digimon. You know what I mean? So it's been a minute, you know what I mean? So that's how me and some of my friends ever connected. We all like Dragon Ball Z when we were kids, and we all found out that we were all drawing Dragon Ball Z at the same time. That's how initially we became cool. You know what I mean? So um, always loved drawing, like, and loved cartoons and stuff like that. And when I was like probably like in my early 20s, I was like, yo, like I want to make my own stuff. You know what I mean? But I didn't know where to start. Like I kept following other artists like White Manga, you know, who's the creator of Apple Black. You know what I mean? Studying all these different YouTubers, just like trying to learn how to draw, trying to learn, you know, just trying to learn a lot. And then what happened was I went to a community event last summer. I was with my family and I seen this booth, and it was this black dude, and he had his own manga. And I'm like, yo, but he had a laptop, and it was a game on the laptop. And he had developed his own video game along with the manga. It's called G Storm. Well, he goes by the name G Storm. But this was a Philly event, and he was a vendor. You know what I mean? So I took my son over there to see what the game was about. He developed a video game, and he based his manga off the video game that he developed. And I'm like, yo, I never seen this before, like in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like I never met anybody that's done this, because I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know who to connect with. And earlier that year, you know, because I always wanted to be a character designer as well. So, you know, I had that dream of, you know, being a character designer for like a big company, like, you know, like DC and Marvel and stuff like that. You know, so I shot my shot, you know, did some contests, didn't win, you know what I mean? Because they had a program that it was like a Nickelodeon program. Because I always wanted to be a character designer. I always loved, like, I always wanted to make characters. Um, so I think I'm gonna get this dude a fade. And yeah, so I tried to get the what else should I add? I wanted to yeah, so long story short, I wanted to be a character designer. You know what I mean? Things didn't work out, and I actually got my first project last year as a character designer and storyboard artist for indie creator in Philly, for this place called Slapbox. So that was a dope experience because I finally got my official experience as a character designer. So I learned a lot in terms of like the ins and outs and what goes on behind the scene and creating a comic and creating anime and stuff like that. Um, yeah, definitely, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, and get to it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, drop your I'm gonna check out your profile, you know what I'm saying? I'll check out, you know, your social media platform, you know what I mean? Because it ain't just about me, it's about building a community with other artists as well. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, so once I had that experience as as an illustrator, I was like, yeah, man, I kind of want to do my own thing. So fast forward to seeing the black dude that I was talking about who created his own um, game and comic. I'm like, all right, man, let me stop playing. You know what I mean? Because I remember telling my son, because I noticed something about like 2 or 3 years ago, that my son was watching other people, other families doing activities together, like playing a video game and, just gaming, doing stuff like drawing, like just still doing stuff that you like to do as a kid, but when you become an adult, you kind of let it go due to society and programming and stuff like that. But one thing I started noticing is that um, none of these people were black. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, yo, where's the black people that's doing this? So, like I always loved gaming. But I kind of let it go, you know what I mean? Because like, I have responsibilities, had children. So, oh, you got to do what a man's supposed to do and all that bull crap. Not saying that you shouldn't, take care of your children and be a man, but at the same time, like getting a corporate job, it don't mean anything when it comes to like your purpose or what fulfills you in life. You feel me? So even though like I had the corporate job and I had the benefits and all that other stuff, and I was getting the paycheck and all that, you know what I mean? I'm like, none of this has to do anything with my purpose or my passion. You know what I mean? So, like I was saying, my fault for rambling, but I told my son, I was like, you know what, son, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna become a YouTuber, and I'm gonna start my own YouTube channel, and we're gonna do, we're gonna do things like that together, like like whether it's drawing, like creating something, like like playing a video game or whatever. So fast forward to last year, once I saw that black guy at the event, I think I'm gonna add some energy to this sword. I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna stop playing. So it was hard as hell, like balancing out, like a corporate job, still trying to be a family man, but still trying to figure out how to become, like how to get on Twitch and learn OBS and stream gaming and create my YouTube channel and stop being scared about not getting a large following and putting myself out there and all of those stuff. And but I think the biggest thing that had me going is I knew that my approach was unique. Um, yeah, I feel as though my approach was unique because, you know, my mother passed away about 4 or 5 years ago due to cancer, and my mother was like a very holistic, like tapped in like black woman. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like in my blood. So yeah, I'm definitely going to put some energy around this sword, maybe like a wind sword or something. Um, yeah. So it was the combination, like like lose my mother, to due to like ailments and sickness and stuff like that, and just seeing, what my kids was watching, and just knowing the history of my people, and knowing my background, like loving comics, loving anime, but also knowing my culture. I'm well versed in Black culture and where we come from and how we used to practice spirituality and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, I need to take all of that and do something with it. Um, appreciate you, man. But yeah, so but I remember telling my mom, like, before she passed, I was like, you know what, watch what I accomplish. You know what I mean? So um after I seen that guy at the booth, man, I was like, you know what, let me stop playing. You know what I mean? Let me get to it. Let me stop being scared or, like people not feeling me, like what I'm trying to do. Cause I know sometimes like people be acting spooky when they see, like a proud, well cultured, what I mean, black man, you know what I mean, who love his people, who's well versed in where we come from and just know our history, know our culture. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say all to say like me, like being an athlete my whole life, um, agree. And honestly, that's why I got on YouTube because I didn't necessarily have too many people around me that were at least into it to the degree that I am in. But I was like, you know what? If I go online, I figure it'll be way easier for me to find a community. And honestly, like YouTube and TikTok has been the most beneficial for me, especially TikTok, because I be seeing so many dope behind black artists on TikTok, and even a guy who uh, um, and that's another thing. I also started a podcast on my YouTube channel because I wanted to connect with other people. So I actually got a friend that I met through social media. To your point, I'm a dope ass artist. His name is Tree. He from Detroit, but he live out in LA. He is fire. Like he makes custom made apparel, but he does like what I'm doing, like like black art. But it's like he does it so dope. Like when you see his art, like it's kind of like that. It gives you like that Boondocks Afro samurai type style. He also does animation as well. You know what I'm saying? So he be customizing the t-shirts from the crib, and that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Initially, I was making the designs and I was using Canva to print out my t-shirt. But I'm like, yo, I want to make these joints out the crib. So speaking on that, this character right here is an example of what I'm talking about. It's like these type of characters, I'm trying to take these characters and make custom made apparel. Not necessarily this one, but like just polishing on my skills, get these drawing colored up. You know what I'm saying, add some Afrofuturism neon colors, slap the joint on a t-shirt or a hoodie or stickers. You feel me? That's where I'm at with it. Because I'm like, you know, Black Panther was a life-changing thing. You know what I'm saying? Seeing a black man on the screen, you seen Wakanda shit. When Chadwick was, he had people, regular people, and NBA players, professional athletes doing the Wakanda sign. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, like, that sign with the double fist across the chest, that goes all the way back to Kemet. That go all the way back to ancient Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's actual history behind that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I play hella video games. I'm a blurred man. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. Like when you go on my channel, I'm a proud blurred, but but my background is interesting because I'm an urban city kid. You feel me? So like even though like I was a nerd, like I'm still from Philly. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I already know. Like I wasn't like a gang or anything like that, but it's like I've been into dumb shit because I was an inner city kid. You know what I'm saying? So fighting, wilding, you know what I mean, be irresponsible, you know what I mean, messing with mad chicks, doing all, you know what I mean, just tripping. But I got a long background working with youth and working with inner city kids, and I got a long background working with males. You know what I'm saying? So like my background is so versed and it's so well, I'm gonna answer your question real quick. So the games I'm playing now, I got Monster Hunter Wilds. I got what else I got? I got Monster Hunter Wilds, Ghost Recon, Breakpoint. That's one of my go-to games. I got Resident Evil 3. I'm just starting to get into that genre. But I'm more of an RPG guy. So RPG games and fighting games, those are my go-tos. Outside of that, um, games like Resident Evil or Control, those are kind of like my fallback games. But I got Space Marines too. I got Hell Divers. You know what I'm saying? I like PvP games too. You know what I mean? So I'm actually on Twitch too, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can follow me on Twitch at Game Ninja, GAMENINGA 27. You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to, you know, build the community for all my art fans, for all my creators, my gamers. I'm trying to, you know what I mean, connect with all of them. And you feel me? Yo, I haven't played Fortnite in a minute. I'm trash at that joint. And I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. You know what I'm saying? I told myself I wasn't going to touch the game, but I've been getting back on there. So it's addictive. It's addictive. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, you know, and I'm also a martial artist. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, like it would be too much for me to try to manage all these different YouTube channels. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna just have to put everything on one YouTube channel and then just go from there. You know what I mean? So um I had a friend, unfortunately, that passed away. No, I don't got Advanced Warfare. I got Black Ops 6. That's the one I got. I got a friend that passed away recently. A friend of mine from college, and you know, because I spent a lot of time like you know in fitness and athletics and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, let me like F this corporate world and let me just, you know, really focus on the stuff that I'm passionate about and then just use that to help build a community and just, you know, create stuff. You know what I'm saying? So whether that's me creating a comic that's bringing more awareness to my people and our culture and inspiring others to create their own, whether that's me doing a podcast show, you know, talking to another creative, which I end up doing. That's why I started my podcast, so I can connect with other creatives and bring more awareness to their brand and what they're doing, or whether that's me, you know, coming out with content on how martial arts can be used, martial arts and boxing can be used to not only build the physical aspect of self, but the spiritual aspect of self. Because don't get me wrong, like, I love anime, but it's like it's still Japanese culture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, like I've made shirts with our symbols on there. You know what I mean? Like I have custom made apparel that I created, you know what I'm saying, and put African symbols on there. You know what I'm saying? Put the African aesthetic on there, like our symbols, our culture on, but like that graphic tee type style. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not limited, man. I'm not allowing nobody to limit me, because black people are not limited people. Nobody else on any other people in the world don't let nobody limit them. Then nobody stays in one industry. Whether that's Asian people, they all over the place. They do everything. You know what I mean? They're not doing one thing. You know what I mean? These same people that's dominant in anime and manga, they are also creating high advanced technology. They're buying property. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not, like, when I first started my YouTube journey, like, people was like, oh, like, no, you need to niche down. I'm like, no, I'm not, like, why would I do that? And then now we fast forward to 2025. Now they talking about niching down is the wrong thing to do. That's an outdated model. So I'm like, man, sometimes you can't just be listening. You can't be listening to people. You know what I mean? You can't be listening to people, man. But yeah, I love to do this stuff. Like, animation is also another hobby of mine. It's like 2D animation though. You know what I mean? Because I grew up on the Street Fighters and from the 90s, like, you know, like that super smooth animation, Cowboy Bebop. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up on all that stuff. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm still tapped into the newer animes. Like, Solo Leveling is crazy. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Fire. It's this other new joint on Max. It's called Lazarus. That joint is crazy. You know what I mean? Fire Force, that's my shit, of course. Black Clover. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm a blurred for real. Like if you go on my if you go on my YouTube channel, I got videos that literally say blurred on there. But I'm like, yo, where are the other blurs at? Because I know they out there. So I figured the best way for me to you know, create, to find these people, is to just put myself out there and start making content. And you know what I mean, hopefully through time, like, somebody such as yourself will come across it, and you know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, we here with it. You know what I mean. I'm trying to think what else I should add to this character. I think I might get rid of this emblem and just do like a little. We're gonna do it like a little martial arts band that's like on a waist or something. Yeah, but I'm definitely on social media, man. I be trying to get myself out there, but you know what I mean. And then again, honestly, it might just be a lot of people that I follow and that follow me, because a lot of people that follow me are a lot of people from my college. You know what I mean? A lot of people from my college, like, most of them aren't really like tapped in to the same stuff that I'm tapped in, and that they are, you know what I mean? A lot of people kind of like be on survival mode, so they probably be more worried about their stuff, or was, you know what I mean, kind of like that. So, um, but lately I have been finding a good amount of people on TikTok, and luckily I have, because I'm using Streamlabs right now, which makes it easy for me to stream on multiple platforms. So that's definitely been helpful. Um, but yeah, I figure I'll start doing more sessions like this now that I got time. You know what I mean? Because I'm no longer at my corporate job, because I was just like super miserable at that job, because I'm like, this doesn't have shit to do with what I'm passionate about. Yeah, so we got like this little like a little martial arts, you know, belt with the. We talking freestyle right now. Whenever you have some time, you should switch between both. You know what's crazy? I was thinking about doing that, but I'm like, I've been seeing a lot of videos, and I was actually using Chat GPT to do research, and it was saying that if you try to, because like I have like on this YouTube channel that I'm on right now, I have content when I'm gaming, I have content when I'm doing art, and I have content when I'm doing fitness. And I got different playlists for the content. And I was like seeing that like other people was like saying on YouTube that if you like already put certain content on your YouTube channel and you try to create another one that has similar content, like YouTube will shut that channel down and then it can't get monetized. So I'm like, damn, like, do I like, to what you just said, to your point, I'm like, I don't even like, I'm gonna look more into it. But from what I'm seeing, like if I was to try to do that, like I wouldn't be able to get monetized anyway unless I just stick with this joint. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I have to figure something out. Let's see. Guess we can add a little background. Let's do add a little horizon line on the lower third of this joint. I see cities in the background, so we won't put let's put a vanishing point right here. I don't got my ruler, so we just gonna have to roughly, this ain't gonna be accurate, but just trying to add a little extra dimension to this joint. But I'm gonna check into it if I'm able to do that. You know what I mean? But I also was saying that sometimes when you have such expansive like content, it makes it difficult for the algorithm to figure out where to place you and where you're sending your stuff to. So that's why I was like, damn, like I don't even know what to do. You know what I mean? That's all I was hoping, like, like through social media and other people know what I'm doing, like just sharing my stuff to other people, that it wouldn't even matter. But it has not happened yet. You know what I mean? Especially, I thought like I would have been monetized by now because my approach is so unique. Like me connecting all these different avenues. You know what I'm saying? But still figuring it out, man. Maybe ask the owners. Or maybe do public art. That's interesting. I never thought about that. Definitely never thought about that. I see you got some cities in the background, these little Afro tech looking buildings. Let's just block some stuff in just to add some more substance to this joint. It might be perfect. So, just to block some stuff in. I'm actually about to get some gaming in right now. I'm about to transition over to my gaming party evening. Probably gonna play some Monster Hunter Wilds. Head over to TikTok. I definitely just wanted to, get my evening therapy in. You know what I'm saying? My drawing session. Appreciate you pulling up. I'll probably be on here tomorrow around the same time, most likely. You know what I mean? So you can definitely, check me out if you're available. You know what I mean? I'll definitely, check out your profile and try to find your social media. I just appreciate you rocking with me. You feel me? I'm gonna be on here more often. You know what I mean? Sneak on here when my family is sleeping and giving me some peace. Oh yeah, bet, man, bet. But all right, family. So I'm gonna show y'all what we finished off with before we get up out of here. A little, I don't know, some type of martial arts. Cool looking character, at least in my eyes. You know what I mean? So matter of fact, maybe next time I come over here, because I do digital art as well. So what we might do is take this image, maybe I'll do that. So maybe tomorrow or sometime this week, my next live stream, I'll take this image, scan it, put it on Procreate, and then we'll figure out how we can make a nice little rough rendered animation. Like, you know, add the colors, and what we'll probably try to do is add like some animation to the sword, make the sword like glowing with energy or something like that, and then probably have these martial arts, like the belt, kind of, you know, doing like a little wavy motion. Make it simple. But I agree. You know what I'm saying? Add some effects to the character. Definitely make it pop. And I'll probably just share that whole process on, you know what I mean, on my YouTube channel or something like that. But either way, peace, family.